foremost, I want you to realize the biggest myth in life is that this is your core. No, 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 no. Your core is actually comprised of 5 different muscle groups. So your internal and external obliques, they're responsible for helping you rotate. Transverse abdominal, which actually wraps all the way around your torso like a belt and it helps to protect your lower back, which is why when your back goes out, doctors typically say you need to strengthen your core. Also, there's the rectus abdominal. That's the pretty one, the superficial muscle that looks nice, the six packs, but it's not the most functional of them. The more important ones are those deep core muscles like the transverse abdominal. Another core muscle that you might not know of is right along the spine, all the way up and down, either sides of the spines. There's spinal erectors, and deep under those spinal erectors, there's something called multifidus. Fancy, fancy word, and they help the spine rotate, okay? So those are really important as well. Finally, a lot of us don't know this, but your glutes are part of your core as well. So basically all the areas that are covered by a bathing suit, a modest bathing suit, not a skimpy one, is what your core is made up of. And final fact, they work synergistically, which means if one part of your core isn't working well or isn't firing properly, then they're all at risk, okay? So your core is so important to help you prevent injury and make sure that all our movements are done with power, not using momentum, and really just using the right muscle group to make things happen. So today I'm going to take you through a core workout using our vests. Adding outside resistance is a great way to load your workouts. And typically it's not the way you would think to do a core workout, but really and truly, it's a hands-free option, which is fantastic. We're also using my favorite, the pink thingy. This thing is one of the most versatile pieces of equipment that I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot. You can just toss it into your backpack and go. We have an entire program based around this. So if you're new to pink thingy, you can tap into that as well. And last but not least, we have the Sculpt bar. Another piece of equipment that typically you don't think of when you're working core, but it really does wonders for adding resistance. So we're gonna get started in a warm-up. I'm gonna take you through about 13 different movements, utilizing all the pieces of equipment. Feel free to keep the vest on or take it off at any point. I like to keep it on just to add the load. So we're going through 13 different movements. We're gonna do each movement twice, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. But before we even do that, I'm gonna warm up the core. Okay, it's really important we make sure that all those muscles that I mentioned are nice and warm before we get started. So first and foremost, we're gonna start with what's called a Pilates 100 prep. So we're all the way down on the ground, reclined, nodding the chin into the chest. We're just pushing those back ribs into the ground, a nice neutral pelvis. That basically means a nice long line in the spine. And then we're gonna take our legs long, bend our knees, arms overhead. So inhaling as we reach up. Nice big circles for the arms. Inhale, big exhale. So the Pilates breath typically is inhaling through the nose and a nice loud exhale through pursed lips, kind of like you're blowing out birthday candles, and this helps to just activate that diaphragm a little bit more. Nice big circles as we warm up that rectus abdominal, and the exhale also helps us force that lower belly button in towards the spine. Let's go for another 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're in position for our double leg stretch, so hug those knees nice and close into the chest. Think of tucking your chin in, because this can be a lot of pressure on the back of your neck. Okay, so lift, tuck in, and then send it back, pulling our knees into the chest. We're then going to extend everything along on a diagonal. Inhale and exhale. Warming up those deep core muscles. Trying not to arch your back too much here. That's it. Inhale and exhale. Breathing big and exhale. If you're finding it hard to balance with that vest on, you can take it off and toss it on once we start the actual workout. Let's go for 3, 2, last one, last one. Okay, bring your feet to the ground. We're gonna relax, take our head down. Let's sway the neck from side to side to loosen up any kinks that might have formed. And then we're just gonna keep our heels where they are as we let both knees drift over to one side. Coming back through center, let's take it over to the other side. Now, we're gonna keep our shoulder blades on the ground, and I want you to bring your attention to your core. Your knees may not touch the ground, they may kind of be off the ground a little bit, but wherever you are in space, think of drawing the navel to spine and returning that back body to the ground, and let that movement be responsible for pulling the legs back to the midline. So your legs really aren't doing the work, they're just levers that are being moved by that core, okay? Last one. We're staying with those sways. This time, we're gonna bring the legs to tabletop, drop your shins so they're parallel with the ceiling. It is the perfect marker and always there, unless you're outside. Take your hands out to the side, and we're gonna sway, bringing the knees to the side. Because those legs are up, it's a lot more load on that lower back, so make sure that we're drawing the navel to spine, pulling your back to the ground to restock your knees. Inhale and exhale. We're only gonna do a couple of these. One more on each side. And then finishing it off with the articulated bridge. So heels are nice and close to the body. We have a little space in the lower back. I want you to take an exhale, push your lower back into the ground, and slowly peel that pelvis all the way up. At the top of the bridge, sink your chest first and articulate all the way down. So really trying to work through each vertebrae on the way up and on the way down. All right, that's it for our warm-up. We are gonna start with our pink thing, so I want you to reach for it. We're working through our hundreds. Now, important for you to know, with the hundreds, I want you to breathe in for 3 and exhale for 3. We're gonna loop our feet through the 2 rungs directly outside the center, and then extend our feet up towards the sky. Palms are facing down, and we're curling up as we take those feet at an angle. Now we're pulsing down, active arms for 4. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. Inhale for 4. So your legs are working, your arms are working, and your core is fully engaged. Again. Well done. Okay, so that can be a little bit for someone who's done it for the first time to get used to that breathing pattern. So breathing in and out. Okay, we're back on in 5 seconds. Set yourself up, legs up, deep core engagement. Here we go. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Keep it going. Exhale. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. We're halfway through the set. You might feel a little bit of shaking through the abdominal. That is okay. Inhale. Exhale. Active arms. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Woo, okay. Gonna stay with the pink thing, and I'm gonna give myself a little bit more space. So now there's 2 rungs in between my feet, okay? Keep your feet in them. We're gonna do an alternating leg drop. So starting with your leg all the way up towards the ceiling, core is fully engaged. We're pulling down on one leg, okay? That supporting leg, that standing leg is shaking, and your core is keeping you steady as you slowly bring it back to center. Opposite leg. So if you take your hands to that lower belly, you'll feel just how much work is happening. Most people will assume that all the work is happening in your legs. It is not. What you want to try to do is keep drawing your lower belly away from the hands. We're gonna grip. It's gonna happen. And as we grip, rest up. as we grip, we tend to fire our external obliques. So if you feel your belly push into your hands as you lower that leg, that's your external oblique. What we want to wake up here is the transverse abdominal. So actively try to pull away from the palms. And we're working, okay, hands on the belly, pull the belly button away as we lower down. See? I bet you felt your hands and your belly connect. We want to keep pulling the belly away from the hands. And up. That's it. Gaze stays up at the ceiling. Beautiful work. Keep going, keep going, keep going. That's it. I like it, I like it. Keep that belly in. We want TA, not obliques. And well done. Okay, we're gonna give our legs a little bit of a break, not our core. I want you to take that pink thingy and double it up and grab onto both sides of it like so. We are rolling up. Now, the pink thing is just gonna add a little bit of tension. Heavy through the ankles. We're gonna take those hands overhead, nod the chin into the chest, and if you're wearing a vest, it's a little bit of an extra weight, so you might have a hard time coming up. So for this one, I'm gonna roll my hands forward and then reach up. Ideally, I would like you to keep the hands overhead, but if you're gonna tough it out with the vest, it's a little bit harder with that extra weight. At that point, make sure that we're digging those heels into the ground and controlling that movement all the way down, all the way up. And last one. Ooh, okay, well done. You get to do that again. Pilates roll up, which is a pretty advanced move, so be proud if you were able to do that. Relax through those hip flexors, dig the heels into the ground. We're gonna start by nodding the chin into the chest. Take an inhale to prepare, and on the exhale we move. Here we go. So on that exhale, we're squeezing all the air out of your diaphragm. And if you're a visual person, I want you to imagine a balloon deflating, and all that air that comes out of the balloon, it's forcing us up like a giant spring. Okay, inhale down. Let's squish all the air in the balloon, and it pops us up. That was a lazy balloon right there. Okay, 5 seconds. One more. Ah, we did it! Okay, just a little break on the legs. Now we're taking that pink thing back around the feet. So my feet are literally just going through the holes of the pink thing. I'm giving myself 3 rungs in between. Now, similar to before, we're doing leg lifts, except we're gonna start hands under the bum, legs hover off the ground, and this time the leg is coming in towards the chest. Both legs stay hovering off the ground, and then bring your attention to your core. Now, there's lots of secondary work happening here through the quads. Don't be fooled. This is born in the core. Powerhouse allows everything to move. And if you're finding it too hard, you can set your feet down on the ground and move from there. But ideally, I want you to try to keep them hovering off the ground. Okay, 15 seconds, reset, loosen up those hip flexors, sway the knees from side to side if you need to, and then come back. Big inhale, exhale, draw that belly button to spine. As we prepare, we're on 2 and 1. There we go. Try to resist the temptation to flare the ribcage up towards the ceiling. And if you want even more work, you can go ahead and tuck your chin in, rolling up just the upper portions of your back off the ground like I am right now. Oh, 20 seconds! How is there so much time left? Come on, come on. There we go. I promise you, if you do this exercise every day for 6 days, you will start to see some definition in that core. It is not impossible. Well done. Okay, We're going to come up to our feet for the next one. A lot of people tend to think that it's so hard to get a sculpted core or a strong core. It's not. It just takes consistency. So we're going to lay that pink thing on the ground, step onto it, and then underhand grip. We're going to get the pink thing around the back of that arm like so. Simply reach up and take it over to the side. Flaring that rib cage. Try to resist the tension of the pink thing as we come back down. Up and over and lower down. Push up and over. So focus less on the compression and more on the lengthening of the side of the body that has that pink thing, okay? Nice work. We're almost done on this side. We got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good timing. Okay, we're taking it over to the other side. Set yourself up. Again, we want to make sure that we're going in underhand and scooping that pink thing around the back of the arm. Nice athletic stance, hip distance apart, and then we're ready to move. Core is tight. Always remember to engage the core. Up and over. Inhale down with control, up and over. Nice work. Breathe. You can work your core simply by finding your breath. So just breathing properly activates that core as well. Come on. Fan that rib cage. Let's work those obliques. Breathe, breathe, breathe. One more, finish it. Okay, beautiful. Okay, next up, we have something called a straight arm crunch, but we're gonna be doing it in standing. Set your pink thingy down. We're gonna dig our heel in, okay? And then we're looping it around the back of our body. Here you can walk your hands up the rung, get your hands nice and straight. Then I want you to think of dolphin diving. Nod your chin in towards the chest. All I want you to do is bend while contracting the core. So we can easily do this movement without using our core. It looks like this. That's not what we're doing. I want you to think of shortening the abdominal muscle. Engaging your core properly takes a lot of mindfulness and control. The only reason we're bending is because that core is shortening, and then we're picking it back up. Lengthen and shorten. One more. There we go. Okay, so do a couple reps of those the wrong way by just using momentum, and then really think of using the core, shortening that muscle, trying to bring your belly button closer to your breasts. Okay, we're on in 3, 2, and 1. Push out through the palms. Standing crunch and up. Nice. Big exhale. Nice athletic stance. We're still strong through the legs. You'll feel the difference between the wrong way and the right way once you get it. 15 more seconds. Oh, it feels so good. Last one. And then we're going to slowly release. Okay. Get rid of that pain thingy for a little bit. We're going to come down to the ground for knee-in crunches. Now, there's a couple ways to do this. You can either have your hands on the ground or your elbows on the ground. Feet can be nice and close or wide. Either way, we're pulling our knees in towards the chest. Depending on your hip mobility, one will feel better than the other. You want to really try to stay out of those hip flexors. So if you're doing this and there's lots of gripping through the hip flexors, take a second, push your thumbs into your hip flexors, come back and really engage the core. Slow it down. You should not be feeling it too much in the hip flexor. It just means that we need to engage that core a little bit more. Pull the knees in and out. Whew, okay. So I'm happy to report I didn't feel it in the hip flexor at all, which means I know my TA is on. If you're not feeling it in your core, but lots of hip flexor, reset, find your core, okay? And it can take work, so do not be stressed. 3, 2, and 1. Find that big breath out as you pull the knee in, pull the belly button in, keep going, almost there. Last set of these guys. Oh, I'm feeling my hip flexor, reset, and core. Pull those knees in. Keep going, 10 seconds. Oh, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Okay, how was that? Next up, we have something called a seal crunch. This can be a little intimidating. Don't let it be, okay? Do not let it be. Coming down to your elbow, elbow below your shoulders. We want to sort of hike our feet out to the side, fully extended, okay? And pushing down through that supporting arm. We're going to take that top arm up towards the sky and exhale as we reach towards our toes. Okay? Nice big exhale as we reach. Do not let this one get the better of you. Try and keep those legs nice and long. Really activating those obliques. Actively pushing down through that supporting arm. Okay. All right, it's getting saucy in here. 10 seconds. Come on. Reach. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so those seal crunches can take a little bit to master. Stick with it, okay? So I told you to do these every day for 6 days. By day 3, you should be feeling pretty comfortable in them, okay? So 5 seconds. Hands up. We're on 2 and 1. Here we go. With control. You'll notice I'm not just letting that leg drop down. I'm controlling the entire movement. So we're making sure that those muscles, those obliques, are getting worked on the concentric as well as the eccentric. Really making sure that they're getting strengthened properly, okay? 15 more seconds here. Come on. And then we finally get to play with our pretty toy. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, up on your feet. We are going to get our Sculpt bar. Now, the Sculpt bar is amazing. It's coated with rubber on every plate, which means we can do fun things like landmines without needing an anchor, just our mat. Feet are about hip distance apart, and we're going to start by taking the hands out, and we're just rainbowing that Sculpt bar from side to side. I'm not rotating through the hips at all, but there's lots and lots of work happening on those obliques. And if this isn't working for you, if you feel like it's sliding around, you can always take it into a corner where the wall connects, okay? Breathe. If you want to up the game here, we can do one arm at a time and rest. Well done. Okay, let's do that again. And if you're wondering where it got its name, it's not from the multicolored plates, but from that nice big arc that it makes, okay? Back to those rainbows. Taste the rainbow. 5 seconds. 3, 2, check your core. Here we go. There we go. Nice big contraction. So to properly work that core, we need engagement. We need to lengthen it. We need to contract it. We need to move it in all different directions. There we go. Breathe, 15 seconds. Almost there. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well, that was fun. up and over, okay? So right behind the back, we don't want it resting on our neck. If you can get it on that cushiony part of the traps, that's fantastic, okay? Shouldn't hinder you in any way. We want a nice athletic stance, and then we're gonna rotate, okay? Over to the right, stay on the right side for a nice big side bend. Rotating towards the left. Notice how my hips are staying squared to you. Nice big side bend. So the movement is happening through the torso. We're not moving that lower body at all. Rotate, let your eyes go with you. Always let your gaze track your movement. Because where your eyes go, your energy flows. 2, let me finish it, I'm gonna finish it, you better do it too. Oh, okay. 1 more of those. We are flying through these, okay? Flying through these. We're gonna keep the sculpt bar for our next 2 exercises as well. Find that athletic stance, engage the core. We're gonna go over this way first, rotate, come back to center, and side bend. Just as before, with that pink thingy side bend, I want you to make sure that you're standing tall and fanning the rib cage rather than focus on compressing. Keep going, more than halfway through this set. I am breaking a serious sweat. I hope you are too. Come on, that's it, body rockers. 10 seconds. Woo! Back to center. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, well done. So a big part of working your core is stability, okay? So when we carry loads or when we're walking outside and we're about to slip on a patch of ice, what protects you is when your core kicks in to protect your lower back. So we're gonna work on that stability by carrying. Make sure your load is the right amount for you. We want the hands directly over the shoulders. From here, you'll notice my rib cage is popping. I'm gonna knit it in and just walk. That is all, okay? Like you're on a catwalk, walking forward, walking backwards. If you don't like backwards, you can turn around and go the same direction you came from. Try to unsharp those shoulders. And you'll notice a lot of tingly sensations happening in your body. Those deep stabilizing muscles in the shoulders are probably working. Your core is probably tingling a little bit. Those deep multifidus muscles along the back of your spine, those are working as well. They're working to stabilize your spine, which is part of your core, okay? Multifidus is part of your core. Okay, ready? We're gonna do that again. Get your weights up. We're on in 3, 2, and 1. Weights up. Get that core set. Walk it out. Walk it out, walk it out, walk it out. This is your chance to be on a catwalk. Nice work with control. If you're walking along a mat, make sure your footing is right before you lift off. We don't want to catch our feet. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Oh, keep it going. So close to the end. Core has been worked in so many ways. And not in the typical hard crunch, but in the deep, strengthening and stabilizing way. Well done, which is way more functional for daily activity, okay? So a 6-pack isn't gonna help you if you're about to fall. We're working all of the core muscles synergistically well. All right, now, on the ground, we're gonna get that weight up. We want your hands above your shoulders. Extend your legs up towards the sky, and we are working. All we're doing here is nodding the chin in and pushing the weight up towards the ceiling. Inhale down, belly button in, exhale up. Inhale down, belly button in, exhale up. Great work. Nice. Towards the toes. Let's try pointing those toes for the last bit of this. Breathe. Well done. Okay, we have 1 more of those. before we move on to our final exercise. Another quick tip, if you are really in love with this vest, try keeping it on while you walk around the house, okay? It's just a nice little way to add a little bit more resistance. Legs up, point those toes, weights up, push it, and lower down. So as you raise that weight towards the sky, that lower back imprints into the ground, okay? So there's no space between the mat and that lower back. If you're doing this without the vest, your marker is your lower rib cage. So those posterior ribs, we're gonna push until we're just floating on those back body ribs on the ground. Almost there. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Final exercise of the day. Now, from the back of your mat, we're gonna walk it out, okay? Now, similar to a plank, except we're gonna try to walk our hands as far as we can possibly get them. Keeping in mind, we're trying to keep drawing that navel to spine. Okay, so we're gonna roll down, articulating through the spine, using those multifidus muscles. Walk your hands out. Once you get to your plank, we're gonna keep it going, okay? Try to get the hands as far out as possible without you slipping before you walk them back in. Pulling the belly button in to draw the hips back. It is where all our movement power should originate from. Okay, walk it out. That's why it's called a powerhouse. 3, and rest. Okay, great work. Okay, this is our last set. Our very, very, very last set. Now, here we go. We're gonna really push ourselves this time, okay? Try to get our hands as far out as possible while being safe. 3, 2, and 1. Roll it down. Walk it out. Keep drawing that navel to spine. Walk it out. Push into the palm. Pike the bum. Pull the belly button in. Okay, walk it out. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Reach, reach, reach. So many of our movements are really linked to our core and we don't even realize it. Even walking. There we go. Reach, last one. Well done. Okay, great work. I hope you enjoyed that. And I know what you're thinking. A lot of times when we work our core, we expect that big burning sensation. It's not actually supposed to be that way if you are working all facets of the core. It should be more like a gentle hum that's kind of always on in the background, but not a burning sensation. So I challenge you to try this every day for 6 days. Take a picture of yourself at the beginning. So even if it's now, at the end of the workout, go ahead, snap a picture of yourself, and then compare that picture to every day when you wake up and you do this workout, okay? Give me 6 days. I'll give you a nice shredded core. Okay, see you next time. If you liked what you see here, there's a link below for Tone and Torch, where we do daily, monthly, weekly, yearly workouts. So I'll see you then. Bye guys.